Hi everyone, Renee here, and today's video is going to be my updated morning skincare routine for spring. My morning skincare routines have always been about protection, but now there's this added layer to it because now, after being on retinoids and experimenting, it's also about dealing with the after effects and how different your skin condition is. Managing it, it's a bit of damage control. So as per usual, I've done my water rinse. So my skin is feeling pretty normal today. I don't feel like I'm particularly dehydrated, but the few days before, my skin was actually very sensitive, especially sensitive and dry, especially around here. So it took me a while to reincorporate my vitamin C serum back into my morning routine after I started using retinoids. Every time I moved up in strength or would start something new, I took all acids out of my routine again. But even now, I wouldn't say it's completely consistent. There will be days when I apply it and I will feel the sensitivity. I feel a little bit of a sting, and then I would just sort of pull back a bit. Then I'll just bring it back on my retinoid off days. The one consistent serum that has been everything during this entire process is the Paula's Choice 10% Niacinamide Booster. It's a hero product. Pairing this in my routine with my retinol or tretinoin, even retinaldehyde, has made all the difference in the world. This is so good at just toning down the inflammation, the sensitivity. Even if you're not in retinoids, it's a superstar serum. It does a lot for brightening, minimizing the appearance of pores. If you have very oily skin, it really helps with sort of managing that situation as well. Because of how watery and hydrating this is, I actually always use it before anything else on my clean skin. I know this ordering tends to be kind of confusing. Actually, I just sort of forget about the names and just apply from thinnest to thickest consistency. So the next step or steps are the Hydrators, which is any product I use for the purpose of hydration. It could be a toner or hydrating serum. Some days it could even be both. But a lot of times what I like to do is just layer the same toner or the same serum. In my evening routine, I showed you the toners that I've been using. So for my morning routine, I'm going to use a hydrating serum. I really love hydrating serums during this time, particularly during the retinizing phase. But morning after retinols, they're so great because they're more intense. That eventual flaking skin, especially around this area that can appear during the day, is just a lot less intense and even avoidable. A new one for me that has just been wonderful, I've been loving, I got this at the most recent Sephora sale, is this one from Edible Beauty. It's their Turmeric Beauty Latte. So this is just hydrating, anti-inflammatory, herbal, antioxidant greatness. This is so packed with turmeric extracts, which has been so great for like inflammation. It's great at calming your skin down while it hydrates. As for Hydrators, this uses tremella mushroom or snow fungus, which if you've been watching me for a long time, you know that I just love this ingredient. It's sort of the nature's answer to hyaluronic acid. It's able to hold 500 times its weight in water. I love using about 2 to 3 layers of this. The glycerin just really holds the moisture in. It's got a beautiful sort of earthy scent to it. It's all no added fragrance. This other serum that I'm currently just a little obsessed with is this one from Skin Regimen. This is an Italian brand which I discovered while I was in Bologna a couple of months ago. This is their 1.85 HA booster. It carries 3 different weights of sodium hyaluronate, but it also has a bunch of beautiful natural antioxidant rich extracts in it as well. This is pricey, but my skin loves what it loves. The other serum in my rotation that I love is this one from Seoul, their hyaluronic acid water essence. You guys know I love their hyaluronic acid toner, so this is very hydrating, no question about it. It actually contains 8 different forms of hyaluronic acid, sodium hyaluronate in it. This is also soothing, it's also moisturizing. It's more of an emulsion, as you can see. This isn't just a hydrating serum. It's got that cloudiness to it because it's got a few oils in it, but it's very light oils, so you don't really feel it on your skin. There's no greasiness or whatever. When you apply it on your skin, there is that sort of heavily hydrating consistency. It's got this beautiful slip to it. It just feels so nice to apply. So I'm quite indulgent where oil serums are concerned, but there are a few that have just been real skin savers, particularly during this time. They're so good at anti-inflammation, calming things down, but also just feeding and nourishing your skin. Votary Super Seed facial oils also in my evening routine, but during the days when it just feels just a little more sensitive, a little drier, this is perfect for it. This is so omega rich, and that's all about anti-inflammation. The other two that I reach for that I love using during the daytime because they're dry oils, so they're super lightweight, non-invasive in your routine. They just kind of sink into your skin, get absorbed really, really quickly. But they're also anti-inflammatory superstars. The first of which is, I talk about this one a lot, which is Yurong's Brightening Blue Oil. This uses green tea seed oil, which is so antioxidant rich, but it's also dry, and so it just sinks into your skin. It just calms the skin down, but in addition, the blue color comes from German chamomile, which is also fantastic at just calming everything and soothing everything. Herbivore's Lapis Facial Oil seems to be a spring staple for me. I used it a lot last spring as well, particularly during allergy season because they were so bad and my skin was just red, raw, and just needing of calming and soothing, and this really helped with that. This blend is very much on the lightweight side, so it's not an oily oil, great for normal to oily skin types. The Blue Tansy just has a way with redness and inflammation. In the mornings, I need my caffeine. This is an eye serum, but I feel like it really works as a lightweight eye product in general. So most of the time I use this on its own in the daytime. I actually also apply it on my upper mobile lid. It really helps to puff that area as well without drying it out. It just absorbs really quickly and it really sits well under makeup. It's non-invasive. Another eye cream that I use for those really sunny days or when I know I'm going to be outdoors a lot is this one from Color Science, Total Eye 3-in-1 Renewal Therapy. This to me is the ultimate daytime protection eye cream because it has an SPF of 35. This is all mineral, so uses zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, and it does a whole bunch of things, but does them really, really well. I feel like with a lot of SPF eye creams or any SPF product that's formulated for this area under the eye, I feel like I always have to tolerate the texture. This actually does a really, really good job. The texture is hydrating and it's moisturizing and it's not heavy, oily, greasy, or thick. This is also color correcting. I mean, I have like the dark circles that comes from being anemic, and this does a fantastic job at neutralizing those dark circles. So I don't need concealer when I use this, but what I like the most is how buildable it is. So I can put on a good 2-3 layers and it won't like cake up, and it lasts throughout the day. This is great on its own, and it can also be used over the caffeine eye serum as well. This does not crease on me. It lasts all day. It's pretty invisible under the eyes. It blends well. It treats my skin. It's moisturizing. This was just done really well. So now that we're at a time where we're all getting just a lot more sun exposure, my moisturizers are either going to be a very lightweight layer, or I just use sunscreens that are also moisturizers. So for those days when I just need more, whether my skin is retinizing or just because it's dry, because even though it's spring and the temperatures are a little warmer, it still actually can be quite dry. On those days, I will use Paula's Choice Omega Plus Complex Moisturizer. I also use this in my evening routine. What's really fantastic about it is very, very moisturizing. But at the same time, the texture is not heavy or oily. In fact, it leaves a beautiful velvet finish. Otherwise, I've returned to just a classic barrier repair staple. Strati's Liquid Gold is the ultimate lightweight, hydrating, yet barrier strengthening moisturizer. It's got the ceramides, the fatty acids, the cholesterol, but also this beautiful gold color comes from the seed buckthorn extract, vitamin tree extract, which I absolutely love. The other lightweight moisturizer that I've been loving and just so great at strengthening my skin barrier and relieving the sensitivity is this one from the Yankee List. They're multibiotic. This is very lightweight. It's hydrating, but it's also moisturizing, perfect for layering or if you have just very oily skin, but you still want to use a moisturizer. I'm a big believer in what prebiotics and probiotics can do for sensitive skin, as it's done a lot for my own. So for retinizing, compromised skin, damaged skin, this is just a great option. So my trick with moisturizer is I just use a little bit, a small amount. And because I have oil on my skin, it will spread really, really well. It sort of mixes together actually. So it's a really light layer. other than oil serums. I would say the next category for me where I have the most extensive line of products on rotation would be sunscreens. First of all, I mean, I go through them so quickly, but also, I mean, there are different ones that suit different skin conditions and different occasions better. So very, very noticeably during the retinizing phase, and even now that I'm still experimenting, my skin could no longer tolerate any amount of alcohol in sunscreens. Sunscreens that I have loved with beautiful texture that never gave me any issues before suddenly started to cause my skin to burn, itch, sting, and turn really, really red throughout the day. So the sunscreens that I'm using right now don't have any alcohol in them, but there's absolutely no compromise on texture whatsoever. A few that I am just loving so much that are so gentle, soothing, calming, and nourishing. These formulas are like sunscreens plus. Not only do they offer effective sun protection, but they also have so many skin beneficial ingredients in them, as well as textures that are just lightweight, hydrating, so pleasant and just soothing on the skin. Any one of these act as moisturizers as well. So either, they're a layer over your lightweight moisturizer, or you can just use these as moisturizer. And don't worry, I will be reviewing all of these in more detail because I'm starting my sunscreen series soon. I cannot wait because there are some wonderful new ones that I'll be reviewing for you. The way I apply sunscreen is in 2 thin layers. I just find that to be a way more agreeable application. Right now, the Purito Centella Green Level Safe Sun, I am obsessed. It's an SPF of 50, PA4 pluses. Just has the most beautiful skin finish. It's not like dewy, it's sort of more velvety. It's lightweight, but if you have normal to oily skin, you would love the finish of this. I will also mention that while I was going through the retinizing period, or just even when my skin was just a little more sensitive, any kind of mineral or all mineral sunscreen that contained a high percentage of zinc oxide, like I would say 15% or higher, actually would end up burning my skin as well, because I think people don't realize how astringent zinc oxide is. I mean, it's great for oily skin and whatnot, but for sensitive skin, it actually can be very, very astringent. So whenever I would remove the sunscreen, I can see redness all over my skin. So yeah, just something to note. So that's it for my morning skincare routine. I hope you found it helpful, especially those of you who are currently using retinols, or if you just have really sensitive skin in general. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm wishing you great skin health. Bye!